I'm going to make you the GM of the Warriors.
That was serious. That was sad. That
Yeah.
made me sad.
Yeah. I'm going to make you the GM of the Warriors.
Ugh. Okay.
What are you going to
I'm
do?
calling up Bob Myers. I'm calling up Bob Myers, and I'm like, all right, where are the bodies buried? Uh, what are the other reasons you left? Um, first off, what I would do is I would sit down with Steph, and I would say, you are the franchise. What do you want? Like, let's be real. Like let's lay it all on the table. Like when you sit on the podium and you say all you want is to win, when the questions were about Clay and Dre, what should we do? And because I think the buy-in's there, because we're about to enter an offseason where you're going to see Steph Curry on Bleacher Report wearing a Lakers jersey, and then you might see him next to like Luca. Like it's going to be a lot of idea games. Clay is gone, unfortunately, incredible career. We're going to let him go. Um, I think that I'm going to ride the Kaminga Express, and I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to try that experiment because I think there's something there, unless I can get good assets. And then I'm going hard off their Paul George. I think Paul George is someone that I can put next to Steph, and it can make some sense, just from positional versatility. And the question is Golden State a free agent draw if the money isn't that great? Because we've already heard Joe Lacob say that he doesn't want to go into the luxury tax like he did last year. So is it enough to play with Steph and to play in Oakland?
Would
I
you
don't know.
ask Steph Curry if he would want to play elsewhere? If you were management?
That to be honest, the what would you want to do?
Yeah.
Like the first thought is how would you reorganize this? And the second thought would be, do you really want to move? Like, is it because like an unhappy superstar whittling away in front of your fan base is tough. But to be the new GM that trades Steph Curry, golly, you're starting a timer on your career towards ending, because no one like that's all they got, man.
I know.
But you have to look into it.
I brought that up. That's the first thing I say. I bring Steph in and I say, tell us what you want. Because he's going to want to win another championship. I don't think he's just going to go, hey, I'm making $55 million. I don't care how good our team is. He's got the pride that he wants to be going out a champion. But I would say to him, can we win a championship with this roster here? And if not, what do you think we need to do? And is there any consideration to playing elsewhere?
As you said that, I just thought about him wearing a Spurs jersey. And I just thought about him and Victor Wembanyama. And like, that's what I mean. Like, this is the best time of year because you could put anybody on any team right now. And you're like, that would be spicy. Steph and Victor. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I think that I would bring Clay back.
You would?
Yeah, I would. But it has to be a team friendly. I got to say, look, this is what I need from you. I'm going to give you $20 million a year for 2 years with incentives that maybe you play X number of games, you make All-Star, or whatever it is. I'll bump that up $5 million more. So you have the potential to make $50 million, but I need to lock you in at $20 million per season for the next 2 years.
It's crazy because we talk about all these players, and the real issue on the balance book to me is now Andrew Wiggins is like $100 million
Yeah, they got to
contract.
get. How are you getting rid of that?
But you know what? We say that every year.
That's true.
Who's taken James Harden? And he's been traded 3 times. Who was really going to take another risk on Kyrie Irving? And then he gets $130 million. Who is really going to invest in 30 blank year old Chris Paul? And now, he's still there on the Warriors. That's another one you got to get out from under. When it comes to asset management, I remember this cover in the NFL. Michael Lombardi used to say this to us all the time. There's really only 8 teams that want to win the championship. And so it's the same thing in the NBA. You have to take advantage of the owners that are like, man, this is a loss leader in my portfolio. We can move out from some of these assets. So you just got to find those bottom 8 teams and see if you can unload some salaries and then get creative. But it's tough.